And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Jake Paul just declared victory over Conor McGregor, or at least that's what he believes. During a casual conversation on a podcast with Logan Paul, Jake boldly claimed that Conor avoided fighting him because he's simply too powerful.
My life is my life. Your life is your life. I'm going to take these opportunities. When we as brothers no longer become additive to each other, and it feels like you or I are trying to take from one another.
When it's convenient for you, we're brothers, but then when it's not, you do the exact opposite of like, we're completely separate, so like I'm going to do what I'm going to do as well.
Here's the reality check Jake seems to have overlooked. Conor McGregor has dominated the fight world for over 16 years. The man doesn't need to throw a single punch to trend. His cauliflower ear alone could probably rack up more likes than Jake's entire fight reel. But hey, credit where it's due, Jake's audacity is truly unmatched. Let's break down this circus, shall we?
Why doesn't he just get in the ring with you?
But that's what I was saying is he's on Twitter, he's on his yacht, he's on cocaine, but he's not in the ring with me.
Surely you've heard about Logan versus Conor, if not. Let me catch you up. Conor McGregor just made a jaw-dropping announcement that's got everyone buzzing. He's gearing up for a boxing exhibition match against Logan Paul. And here's the kicker, it's happening in India, with none other than the Ambani family backing the entire spectacle. Yes, those Ambanis, the billionaires who don't just throw parties, they build empires while they're at it. Sounds like the headline, right? Wrong. Enter Jake Paul, the self-proclaimed spokesperson for, well, Jake Paul.
McGregor making headlines, but not for an octagon return. So the rumors of a bout are false. I have a preliminary agreement with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed I will then seek my return to the octagon.
The moment Jake caught wind of this grand announcement, he jumped straight into what he does best, stirring the pot. Conor's washed, he declared, as casually as if he were discussing the weather. And for added flair, he delivered the zinger. He needs the Pauls for relevance. Because why settle for a jab when you can go full uppercut?
And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So,
to be fair, Jake does have a point buried beneath all that bravado. McGregor, once the undisputed king of the fight game, hasn't exactly been lighting up the highlight reels lately. It's been years since his last meaningful win, and Jake believes Conor is desperately holding on to the remnants of a reputation that's fading faster than a bargain bin tattoo.
Obviously, I don't think he's ready to be back in the UFC. I think he will get his ass kicked thoroughly.
Yep.
These fighters are elite. They take this very seriously, and their definition of being in shape and ready to fight isn't bloating themselves up with muscles and looking good in the mirror.
And here's the real head-scratcher. Logan Paul. Of all the opponents Conor could choose, why go with someone whose boxing resume is about as credible as a TikTok dance challenge? Naturally, Jake has a theory. According to him, McGregor's playing it safe, opting for the path of least resistance, and in Jake's eyes, tarnishing his legacy in the process.
My life is my life. Your life is your life. I'm going to take these opportunities. When we as brothers no longer become additive to each other, and it feels like you or I are trying to take from one another.
When it's convenient for you, we're brothers, but then when it's not, you do the exact opposite of like, we're completely separate, so like I'm going to do what I'm going to do as well.
And because Jake Paul never settles for just one mic drop, he went straight for the jugular with a bold counterclaim. Apparently, McGregor initially wanted to fight him, that's right, Jake Paul, not Logan. But somewhere along the line, Conor allegedly changed his mind. Why? According to Jake, it's simple. McGregor doesn't have what it takes to face him. No skills, no grit, no confidence. Just an empty whiskey bottle and some fading memories of past glory. Instead, Conor supposedly took the safer route and landed on Logan, a move Jake dismissed with a single word, irrelevant.
Yeah, he's a broken man, but he's entertaining, and that's why I still like Conor McGregor. But
No, he's the most entertaining.
He's
the most entertaining.
And so is Ryan Garcia, but they're both crashed out
Come on,
cokeheads.
there's a big difference.
I don't know.
But Jake didn't just hurl insults and call it a day, oh no. He set the stage for a potential showdown that could redefine the word hype. If McGregor wants to face him, Jake made it clear it's going to be on his terms. He publicly called out Dana White and the UFC to make it official, no shady deals, No under-the-table contracts, just big money, bright lights, and high stakes. Honestly, it's a masterstroke. Jake is essentially calling Conor's bluff. If McGregor still believes he's the king, why wouldn't he step up? Unless, of course, Jake's right, and Conor's not ready for a real fight.
Pure entertainment.
Yeah.
It's an exhibition. It isn't Jake Paul training with professional boxers, essentially being a professional boxer, but getting in the ring with non-boxers or geriatrics.
Let's break it down. McGregor's last meaningful win dates all the way back to January 2020. Remember that flashy 40-second knockout of Donald Cerrone. Sure, it made headlines, but since then? A whole lot of nothing. The so-called notorious one has been, well, notoriously absent from the winner's circle. Fast forward to 2021, and McGregor faces Dustin Poirier not once, but twice only to suffer back-to-back losses. The trilogy bout. That was just the cherry on top, ending with McGregor snapping his leg like a twig in the first round. That injury sidelined him for over 3 years.
And not only that, Michael Chandler has been calling him out forever. Desperately wants his hands on Conor McGregor because he knows that would be a big fight, obviously, and it's something that he wants, and that hasn't happened yet. We haven't seen Conor McGregor win a fight. I mean, he beat Donald Cerrone, Cowboy Cerrone. Cerrone looked like a deer in headlights, as I pointed out that night.
And let's not forget Michael Chandler, who's been calling out Conor McGregor for what feels like forever. Chandler desperately wants a shot at McGregor, knowing it would be a massive fight, and yet, it still hasn't happened. Meanwhile, we haven't seen McGregor secure a meaningful win in years. Sure, he beat Donald Cowboy Cerrone, but let's be honest, Cerrone looked like a deer in headlights that night, as I pointed out at the time.
Once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it, but you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Say what you will about Jake Paul, but he's not just staying relevant, he's thriving. Jake's been headlining major events, facing legitimate opponents, and most importantly, delivering. Remember his knockout of Ben Askren in 2021, or when he went the distance with Anderson Silva in 2022. And don't even get me started on his recent win over Mike Tyson in 2024. Jake's not just in the game, he's dominating it. Meanwhile, McGregor's legacy is starting to feel like a dusty old trophy sitting on a shelf that no one even bothers to look at anymore.
Stop fighting people that ain't on your level. That's not right. Enough of that. He said, true, I know I got stuff to prove. I got to get in there. Enough of that. Yeah. This is not what Logan Paul's doing. Logan Paul's an entertainer who's gotten in the ring a few times, but he's an entertainer. Conor McGregor is not a boxer. He just got in a boxing ring once.
And if that wasn't enough, there's the Michael Chandler fiasco. McGregor's big UFC comeback was all set for June 24. Fans were buzzing, the media hype was off the charts. Then, just 2 weeks before the fight, poof, he pulled out. No explanation, no reschedule, just another mysterious question mark in a career that's starting to look more like a quiz than a legacy. Naturally, Jake Paul wasted no time calling him out, labeling him as unreliable and completely out of touch with the sport he once dominated. Now, let's flip the script to Jake Paul.
For all the wrong reasons, and then now to
Without
return
question.
for this, I just feel like it hurts his legacy.
Well, wait a minute. He ain't think about no damn legacy. He ain't come back to the States. His brother in India. Yeah. You know, they ain't think about that. They ain't think about any of that stuff. I'm just saying, they're not thinking about it in India. He going to get the money.
Jake didn't hold back on this one. He said Logan can beat McGregor however he wants, dismissing the fight as nothing more than a puffed-up exhibition. To Jake, this isn't McGregor facing Logan out of love for competition. No, it's McGregor desperately clinging to relevance, like a guy holding on to the last slice of pizza at a party. It's calculated, sure, but it reeks of desperation.